All right, guys, new intro here for the Bear Pack. We hit our goal of 8,000 subs. Thank you guys very much. We're going to be giving away a jersey on our live show here soon. But, guys, we're looking at 9K subs now. We're getting to Thanksgiving time. We're getting to Christmas time. We would love to hit 10Ks by December 22nd, 23rd, somewhere around there, so we can give someone $1,000 for the Christmas gifts. That'd be a huge lift off someone's shoulders. So please get us a 10K. We love what we're doing. Thank you guys for the support. 12K subs after the 10K. We're going to send someone to a game. Probably not the Super Bowl. Don't get any ideas, guys. But we're gonna do our best to send you guys to two people to a couple games of your choice. That's probably not the Super Bowl. But guys, thank you again for all the support. Let's get into the video. All right, guys, let's get some NFL picks and props for Monday, November 13th slate of games. Take a look at the leaderboard. Trey, start us off.
Yeah, it's a perfect play for me because I gave out the San Francisco 49ers minus 2.5 against the Jaguars on Sunday. And the 49ers, they absolutely whooped the Jaguars throughout this game, winning it by 31 points. It was a no-sweat bet after the third quarter. I could have just kicked my feet up and just watched the demolition. It was beautiful.
Yeah, I gave myself an 0-1 because we're recording at the half of the Dallas Cowboys game. 28-0 Dallas. They look good. The Giants are bad. I've watched the Giants play, and I guess I haven't watched Tommy DeVito a lot, but this kid can't throw. Like, he can't throw. They don't trust him to throw it 5 yards down the field. They've run the ball every play. The Dallas Cowboys are loading the box. We'll see if something changes in the half, but I just gave myself a loss because I don't think there's any way the Giants score 2 touchdowns. But we're going to move on to our Monday night. Well, they just scored a touchdown. All right, it's 28-7. Tommy DeVito threw it for a 10-yard touchdown. All right, there's hope. But we're going to move on to our Monday night football game. It's going to be the Denver Broncos going on the road to take on the Buffalo Bills at home. The Buffalo Bills -7. The over-under set at 47.5. Trey, where are you going?
Yeah, that's going to be a pretty exciting game to watch. Both teams, they do need to win this game. So I do expect it to be a competitive football game throughout. And the Broncos, they enter it with a 3-5 record and are 2-5-1 ATS this season. But Denver, they enter this game winners of 2 straight games. They did beat the Kansas City Chiefs before their bye week by 15 points. And then the week before that, they beat the Packers as well. So the Broncos, they are coming in this game with some serious momentum. In Buffalo, they ended this game with a 5-4 record, but are 3-6 ATS this season. They kind of have a weird streak of win-loss going on right now. But at the end of the day, they do have a win at the trend that I am talking about right now. So if that trend continues, they will at least win this game. But I don't think that trend will continue. I do think the Broncos are going to win this game, but I'm just going to take them here plus the points at +7.5. I expect this to be a very close game, so I love that we can get a touchdown spread with the Broncos. And this Bills team just seemed like they're just trying to get through the season as opposed to make a strong postseason push. And in his pregame speech last week, Josh Allen, he said, guys, leave all your problems at the door. Don't worry about this. Don't worry about that. And I don't like that pregame speech from my quarterback. You're not supposed to try to tell your team to not worry about their home problems right before the kickoff. That just, that team mentality just does not rub me the wrong way. And that team mentality just does not rub me the right way. So I do love this Denver Broncos team, this feisty Denver Broncos team to cover this touchdown spread. So give me the Denver Broncos here at +7.5 against the Bills.
I thought I was going to be the crazy one. I'm going to take the Broncos +7.5 on the road here going up against the Bills. And I don't think it's crazy to say they can win the game either, Trey. I know the Broncos aren't the best team in the world, but they've won 2 consecutive games, one of them being against what many people call the best team in the NFL, and the Chiefs. They've been playing much better, more competitive football over the last 5 games, having 3 wins and the 2 losses that were only 11 points or less. And I talked about this a little bit ago whenever we were talking about the Bills. This team hasn't looked good all year. Josh Allen, he's a great quarterback. There's no doubt in my mind, but he's making way too many mistakes on the field. The defense this season hasn't been great. And over the last 5 games, they've lost to the Bengals, the Patriots, and the Jaguars, and they almost lost to the Giants. They probably actually should have lost that game against the Giants. It was ugly to watch. I think the Broncos are playing better football than the Buffalo Bills, which is crazy to say. It is at Buffalo, so it is going to be a little bit of a weather impact at night. Buffalo, the Mafia is crazy over there, but I think the Broncos stay in this game. I'm going to take the points with the Broncos +7.5. I don't hate a little sprinkle on the money line either, Trey, but we're going to sweep at the Broncos +7.5 as our plays. Let's go over to the player prop. Start us off.
Yeah, and I was 0-1 on Sunday. That's because I gave out Lamar Jackson to go under 205.5 pass yards versus the Browns, and this one hurts because the Ravens, they scored 31 points in this game, and Lamar barely still hit the over because he only finished with 13 completions, but still somehow turned that to 225 pass yards. It was tough. He was throwing a lot of long downfield bombs that were going to completions, a lot of them to Zay Flowers, so that was tough to watch, and he still barely hit the over.
Yeah, and then I had Joe Burrow over 1.5 passing touchdowns going up against the Texans. First drive was fantastic for the Bengals. 1 touchdown. Took a little bit of time to get a second, but he did catch that. And CJ Stroud, back-to-back weeks, got that dog in him. He is such a good player. He's going to be outstanding. The Texans might make the playoffs, and they were a 3-win team last season, Trey. That is crazy to think, but we did sweep the board. Let's do it again tomorrow. Start us off.
Yeah, I'm going to go here to the rush props. I'm going to take the Buffalo Bills running back James Cook to go over 56.5 rush yards against the Denver Broncos. I do think the Broncos do have a chance to win this game, but at the end of the day, their rush defense is absolutely terrible. And if Cook does not hit this over, it is because his Bills coaching staff is just inept and needs to be fired, because the Bills should just do what every other team has done against the Broncos, and that is line up and run the ball down their throat. That's because this Broncos rush defense is the worst in the entire NFL, because they give up 154 rushing yards per game. And Cook, so far this season, he has 52% of the Bills' total rushing yards. So that projects him to finish right around 80 rushing yards in this game, which is well over this number. I feel like Cook should easily be able to run wild, break off a couple runs, and then just do his normal 4 yards per carry average here. He's going up against the league's worst defense, and I expect him to run wild. So give me James Cook to go over 56.5 rush yards versus the Broncos.
Yeah, I like it, Trey. For my player prop, I'm going to stick with the running back and take Jaleel McLaughlin to go over 17.5 rushing yards against Buffalo. I have to believe the Broncos have looked at the tape and they saw this guy, what he's been doing, and he's going to get more carries in this game against the Bills. This is an electric player that the Broncos have, and he's not seen the field enough for an offense that can struggle at times moving the ball. Over the last 4 games, Jaleel McLaughlin has been given 4+ carries on the ground in those 4 games, and he's turning into 30+ yards on the ground. We saw a little bit of a debut against the Bears where he went for 72 yards on 7 carries, but with Williams back in the backfield, he's been getting less and less carries. He has been given 3 or 4 carries per game over the last 3 games, and he's still averaging over 30 yards on the ground in those games. The Broncos have to see this, and they have to give this guy more carries. So I'm going to take a chance here and take Jaleel McLaughlin to go over 17.5 rushing yards as my play. Trey, let's get to the graphics. Start us off.
Yeah, and I gave out the Broncos plus 7.5 against the Bills. Also parlayed that here with James Cook over 56.5 rush yards versus the Broncos. I do think the Broncos are going to keep this game competitive, and that's going to turn the Bills into being able to run the ball throughout this game. So I think both these plays go hand in hand.
Yeah, and I'm going to take the Broncos with you plus 7.5, and I'm going to take McLaughlin over 17.5 rushing yards. I think he's going to get more carries. He's only been getting 4 the last 4 games. Got to get those carries up. He's an electric player. But guys, that's going to do it for NFL Plays and Props for Monday, November 13th slate of games. If you guys enjoyed the content, please be sure to drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel below. We'll see you guys next video, and thanks for watching. Multiple questions this morning about how to become a member for the YouTube channel. Let's do that really quick tutorial. You're going to go to youtube.com. You're going to go to Bears Profit Plays. You're going to search it in. You're going to hit our thing. There's a join button right just to the right of subscribe. You're going to click that. There's 2 options. You have the Bear Pack for $4.99. That gives you access to YouTube member plays. And then you have the Bear Pack Gold for $7.99 a month. That gives you access to our member plays on YouTube, and it gives you a 1-month membership to our website, bearsprofitplays.com. So if you get the Bear Pack Gold, you save yourself $2 a month, a little bit cheaper if you want to do that. But that is the tutorial for anybody that needed it. We had multiple questions today through email about how to do it, and it wasn't working. But if you want to know, there it is right there. Trey,